What's up, fellow garage golfers? Roland here with Garage Golf, where we provide extraordinary golf info for the extraordinary golfer. Recently, we just did an updated review, full in-depth review of the Skypro Swing Trainer, in which we went through the entire process of how to link it up with your iOS or Android device, as well as all the features that the Skypro incorporates with its application. If you haven't checked out that video, make sure to check that video out first so we can walk you through how to set it up. Today's video is all about integrating the Skypro with the Skytrak Launch Monitor to get accurate club head and club swing information while using the Skytrak application. Stay tuned and check it out. So this Skypro Swing Trainer is a really cool application. I've really been enjoying it. But what I want to walk you through first is how to integrate this with the Skytrak. So I'm going to take you to the computer and show you how to set it up. I did have some issues with this throughout the process, and actually took me a couple days to figure it out. So I'm going to let you know what pitfalls to avoid with integrating the Skypro and the Skytrak. Okay, first, for the purpose of this video, again, if you have not seen the video on how to integrate the Skypro and how to set it up on an iOS or Android device, I want to make sure you guys check that out first. I do walk you through entirely how to set that up, so I'm going to go ahead and assume you've already seen that video and know how to set up the Skypro directly, and I'm going to show you today how to integrate the Skypro with the Skytrak. And just wanted to show you a little bit on the application first. You will see that my 7-iron is already calibrated, it's already set up, and again in the video I'll walk you through how to do all that stuff. So we already have it set up on the Skypro app. For the purpose of this video right now, this is going to be an iOS device. This is my iPad. So that's already set up good, where it's all set up for the actual Skypro on the iPad. Now I'm going to take you to the computer and walk you through how to connect the Skypro application and the Skypro to your PC. Okay, so here we are on my PC now, and I want to walk you through how to set up the Skypro with the Skytrak and get everything integrated to work properly together. So let me go ahead and walk you through it. The first thing we want to do is go to Bluetooth and other settings. So go down here to the search bar, or look in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, look for the Bluetooth icon, and you can click on it. So now you should see Bluetooth being on up here on the top. If you don't see it being on, or if your laptop is not Bluetooth integrated, or your PC, your personal computer, whatever you're using, you can still add that feature to it. I thought that my Bluetooth wasn't working. I literally have spent 2 days trying to get these two items to integrate with each other. So I thought we had some issues, and I finally figured out what was causing it. It was two things, and I'll show you here in just a second. But if you don't have a Bluetooth feature listed as being on here, or if you try to add a Bluetooth device and it doesn't connect, saying your Bluetooth's not on, then what you'll need to do is buy either an adapter for your computer, like the one that you see here. And I bought this adapter at Best Buy basically for about 15 bucks when I thought that the Bluetooth adapter in my PC wasn't working properly, but I found out it wasn't my Bluetooth adapter. There were two things that were stopping the Skypro from integrating with the Skytrak. Number one, I have a program called WebRoot Internet Security, which in my opinion, all it does is stop you from being able to use the devices you want to use. So number one, if you use WebRoot for your PC, and this actually works, it stops you from being able to use your Skytrak on Jack Nicklaus Perfect Golf as well, so I figured that out pretty quickly. You need to disable WebRoot before you open anything up, before you start that process. So if you use WebRoot, make sure you disable protection while you're using your Skytrak, otherwise it won't work properly with the Skypro. The second thing is you want to make sure your Bluetooth is on, and what you want to do is you want to go over here to more Bluetooth options and click on that. And one of the other things that was stopping it from working correctly is this box up here, allow Bluetooth devices to find this PC, was not checked. So I went ahead and checked it, clicked apply, and hit OK. That's a huge step, because if you don't check that box, or that box is not checked, then whatever device you're using with your PC to integrate that Skypro, like an iOS device, Android, iPhone, a tablet, anything like that, it will not find your PC, so that way it's actually going to show your device being enabled in Skytrak, but it's not going to actually be using that device to find the club head speed. So I went through that process. Again, I had to contact Skytrak and the people at Skypro to figure out what was going on, and I ended up finding this actually just through kind of searching on my own and figuring out a few different things. But what they told me is that my Bluetooth device kept disconnecting. That's part of why I went and bought another device. So make sure you do those 2 steps. As long as you do those 2 steps, then you're good. Now what we need to do is we need to connect whatever device we're using the Skypro with to our PC. So what we'll do is we'll go up here to add Bluetooth or other devices. We're going to click on Bluetooth. What I'm looking for is my iPad, which I'm using with the Skypro. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my iPad. It's going to basically add a 6-digit PIN code. Now I'm going to go to my iPad and I'll show you on the screen, but it's going to basically show the code on my iPad. I'm going to click OK. I'm actually going to click pair, and then here on the PC, I'm going to click on connect, and they're going to connect each other, basically working together now. So it is paired with my PC, and we're good to go there. So on the PC itself, that's all the steps you need to take to integrate that device. This is assuming that your Skypro is already connected to your iOS device or your tablet. That's a step that we walked you through in the other video. If you haven't seen it, make sure to check that out first so you know how to connect your Skypro with your tablet or iOS device. So we're good with Bluetooth settings now. We're going to go ahead and close that out. And we're going to go ahead and open up the Skytrak application. And that will set up pretty quickly. Now for my Skytrak, I actually use it with a USB. I directly integrate it. I just find it's easier. It charges the device all the time. It's easier to set up for me, and it connects right away pretty quickly. So once it finds that Skytrak, then basically we'll be good to go. So it's looking for the connection. Let me make sure that the Skytrak's on. Okay, so I made sure that my Skytrak is on. I turned it on. Should discover it pretty quickly here in just a few seconds. Okay, it's going ahead and connecting with it now. We should be good to go. All right, and we're connected now. So we got the Skypro set up with your iOS or your Android device, and now we're ready to, we set up the Skytrak, it connected with the Skytrak application, and now we're good to go to practice to go ahead and integrate that Skypro. So let's do that next. I'm going to click on practice. And what we're going to do is we're going to, number one, set the club that you're going to be using initially. I'm using the Skypro on my 7-iron, so I'm just going to go ahead and set that up. And what you want to do is go up here to the upper right-hand corner where you see the 3 lines, and we're going to click on that. And now we're going to go to Shot Optimizer. And this is where you're going to go ahead and enable your Skypro device. So click on the little setting tab in the upper left-hand corner up here. We're going to click on that. And we're going to click on Enable Skypro. So now we're on the page. It walks you through how to set this up essentially. I didn't necessarily follow the steps in that order. Basically my Skypro is already connected to my iOS device, which is the 3rd step on this. But I found that it works just fine. So basically we have Bluetooth set up. We have everything ready to go. We're going to go ahead and enable the Skypro here in the upper right hand corner. Click on that. You'll see that change color from red to where it is now on the on setting. And on the very bottom, you're going to see Skypro connected. So what we'll also want to do is we'll want to check our iOS device and make sure that your Skypro is communicating with the iOS device or your tablet. So let's check that setting real quickly. Okay, now we've connected that device. We should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and open up the Skypro app as well. Alright, now after you've connected your Skypro and it's already set up and ready to go with your Skypro application, and again, if you have not done so when you first set it up on your device, whether it be tablet or iOS, you need to go through the calibration process. And again, in the Skypro review, I'll walk you through how to do that. So take a look at that video. So we're assuming that your device is connected now to your iOS or tablet, and it has been calibrated already and is ready to go. And basically, you see now, once we set up that device, then the Skypro connected right away. It has now changed color at the bottom, and we're good to go. I'll walk you through it one more time. I'm going to go ahead and disable it. So again, my device is set up to my iOS device. My Skypro set up to iOS, and my Android device, we're good to go there. Your Bluetooth set up, your device is already connected to your PC, so we're good there. All we got to do is click on to enable it, and it will automatically change color, showing you that the Skypro is now connected and ready to go. All you got to do now is click on close, and we are good to set this up and start swinging. So now when we take our first swing, this number down here is going to change from white to orange, and it's going to let you know that Skypro is working in conjunction with the Skytrak, and that it's using the actual data from the Skypro to assess how fast you're swinging that club. So we'll take a few swings with it now to show you what exactly you're getting now, and you'll see how it changes a little bit, and we'll walk you through that here in just 1 second. Okay, so Android users, unfortunately I feel like I have some bad news for you guys. I've tried this on both my Samsung Galaxy S7 and on my LG tablet, and on neither device was I able to actually pair the Skypro with the actual Skytrak. I can pair the Skypro with the application, no problem, but you'll see if I go through the same settings, and you'll see up here on the upper right, basically my Skypro is already connected to my Android tablet in this case. And again, I've tried this on my Galaxy phone as well and couldn't get it to work. So we're good here as far as the setup. I'm going to go into Bluetooth and other settings and show you. Go ahead and show you that it's been already paired. And on here it shows it as paired. My LG G-Pad is paired with my computer. So we got that step ready to go as well. So all that's really left is to go into Skytrak now, which is already connected with my Skytrak device via USB mode. And if I go into practice here, and we open up a practice setting or session just like we did before, you'll see if I go under Shot Optimizer and go to enable my Skypro now, which is in this case connected to my Android device, and I click on Enable Skypro, nothing happens, unfortunately. It never connects from the Android device to the actual Skytrak as far as working together like it does with an iPad. It states pretty clearly iOS device. I did reach out to the people at Skypro, and they stated that it should be possible to connect an Android device with the Skytrak, but I didn't get a 100% certain answer on that, and I have not personally been able to do it with either of my Android devices. So if anyone's out there and has been successful in communicating the Skypro with the Skytrak and having them interact together, please reach out to us and let us know. But unfortunately, Android users, again, at this point, it looks like this is a no-go for any Android user, which was really unfortunate to me as well. I prefer using my LG tablet over my iPad. The only reason I bought an iPad was when Skytrak originally came out, it only worked on iPad. It didn't even work on PC back then. So I've been a Skytrak user since the onset, basically. And originally only worked on iPad, which is the only reason I even have one, to be honest. I'm not a huge iOS device fan. I prefer Android. I'm just used to it. I've always had Android phones. But unfortunately, as of right now, it doesn't look like I can get this to connect. So if anybody else out there has any input on how to get this done, please reach out to us. I'd love to update the listeners or the watchers here on our channel. I would really appreciate that. Thanks again. All right, so here we are back in the simulator. We're ready to take a few shots for you. We can show you some data and what the Skypro brings to the Skytrak. Let's take a few shots for you now. Okay, so you see the shot is now orange. It registered at 74 miles per hour, which is exactly what my Skypro application is showing as well. So basically, let's go into the Shot Optimizer real quick. I'll walk you through that. And then also I'll take another swing, but I'm going to show you side by side what the Skytrak's doing and what the Skypro is doing as well. All right, so of course you've already noticed that the swing speed or the club speed has now changed to orange and is registering 74 miles per hour. This is exactly what the Skypro application is showing as well. So what I do for my purposes, I keep my iOS device nearby so I could actually see it when I turn around after taking a shot. And I could actually go through it and walk through my swing and do all that stuff, all the benefits of the features that the Skypro provides. And I'll show you that side by side here in just a few minutes after my next shot. But I want you to take a look up here under the Shot Optimizer, and we'll go into more detail now, just as before, you know, with the Skytrak application. But it's going to be using all the data for the club head or the club speed now through the Skypro, and you see that it's in orange now. So it's going to be a lot more accurate in my opinion. On my previous video I did do some shots with the Skypro not attached where I saw a difference as much as 10 miles per hour in actual club head speed on the Skytrak that I saw with the Skypro. And of course the Skypro is geared towards detecting that proper club head speed by attaching it to your club. So I think this is going to be a great tool moving forward, and something that now projects the Skytrak a little bit higher up there and starting to now compete very well with the GC2 or different products that are in a higher price range as well. So you'll be able to see the club head speed down here at 74 miles per hour. So basically you're getting all the benefits of both products by integrating these two products together, and it's great now that they're communicating with each other to give us that data that we're looking for on the Skytrak application. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually put the Skytrak and the Skypro side by side on the screen. So after I take a shot, I'll walk you through the benefits of each application. You'll be able to see that the club head speed is still registering appropriately, but I'm also going to show you a little bit about what you would get from that Skypro application as well. Okay, so I'm going to take another swing now. Right above me up here, you can actually see the Skypro application, and over here, you're going to see the Skytrak application. So I'll take another shot. I'll walk you through it again. Basically, the main appeal to using the Skypro with the Skytrak is going to be that club head speed is going to be accurate. Very accurate, and then I'm going to walk you through a little bit of the feature of the Skypro just to see you can get an idea on what benefit it provides as well. So we'll take a shot now for you. Alright, so let's walk you through the data so you can check it out. Okay, so first things first, you're going to notice that the swing speed is registering at 72 miles per hour on the Skytrak, and it's registering at 72 miles per hour on the Skypro application on my iPad as well. In the bottom left-hand corner, you can see that. So again, biggest benefit of integrating these two together is getting accurate club head speed on the Skytrak, which is really important. You can now use that obviously with the shot optimizer tool to see what kind of data you're getting for the club. In this specific case, I'm using a 7-iron. It gives you an idea on my ball speed, which is calculated obviously by the Skytrak and its cameras, and now the club head speed, which is tracked by the Skypro. So giving us a lot more detailed, accurate information in regards to the club. So you'll see that my carry was 123, had a 10-yard rollout for a total of 133 yards with that 7-iron. So now, the benefit of the Skypro application, if you take a look at that, you have a few little features that you can go into. Now, first of all, you can go to your diagnose feature, and this is only a feature that I found on the iOS device, not on the actual tablet. So just to keep that in mind, on Android, I have not found this feature on there. I don't think they've updated it as much as they have on the iPad. But let's just say the last swing that I just took a shot with that 7-iron, you can click on the Diagnose Now button on the application. Now, it found 2 alerts for my swing. Number one, my return angle at half down was 11 degrees, which is very outside. So you can see kind of where you should be in range with that swing type and where my club head was. Now, if you wanted to work on something like this, you can click on Groove This down at the bottom, and it will take you through different techniques, and basically you go through swing process to fix that. You'll take 10 swings, and it will let you know if you've been accurate or if you're outside of the range with each swing. So it's a good tool on how to fix your game a little bit as well, which you could be doing simultaneously while also using the Skytrak, which is really cool. And then if you go to the next one, my shaft lean at impact was 0 degrees, which is very backwards. So these are all things that you can work on. So let's just say I wanted to work on this specific feature. I can go to Groove This, click on the bottom. It will take you to the Groove page. And let's just say I want to work at my shaft lean at impact. And you can choose from any of these at the bottom here. But let's say I do want to work on my shaft lean at impact. I would just click on Next. And then I would click Next again for a custom target. And now if I wanted to be, let's just say I go through the bronze and it's a little easier. It gives you a range that you can see there within that guideline. If I move it to silver, you'll notice that that range gets smaller. If I move it to gold, it's actually very small. So basically you pick what range you want to be allowed for by the application. So I'm going to pick bronze in this case. And then I'll click on Next. And then basically we would start swinging. So every swing that we take, it's going to check that specific feature, the shaft lean at impact, let me know if I was in that range or not. If I am, it gives me basically a check mark. If it doesn't, you'll hear a loud error noise. It lets you know that you did not get it, and then you test yourself going through that over and over again to work on your swing. So I think it's a really cool application tool that you'll be able to use to work on your swing while also seeing the ball data on the Skytrak as well, just to give you an idea on some of the things that you can do. But let's go back to that groove feature, and let me just click on back here for you. And let me walk you through a few of the things. Basically, you can work on almost everything. What your club head speed is, what your swing tempo is, your shaft angle at address, your shaft lean at address, face angle at half back, pretty much everything that you see down here, all the way down to your attack angle at impact. So really cool stuff. I think it's going to be a really good tool for you guys to be using and integrating with the Skytrak. Now the actual Skypro itself, it runs at $150 roughly right now. That's the MSRP on it. But in my opinion, I think it's worth every penny. I think it's a really good teaching tool. You're not just seeing ball data on a screen and not really knowing how to fix it. It's actually walking you through your swing. And let's go back to that swing feature. Let me show you that a little bit as well. But let me go ahead and go to Explore. So I'm going to go into my swing. Now you can actually rotate the golfer pretty much any angle that you want, which is really cool. But let's look at the front of my swing. And there's some things I obviously have to work on with my swing. So basically, you click on the little down thing, and you can drag that left, right, wherever you want it to go on the bottom. But let's start my swing. So you'll see my swing goes up, up, and then I actually bring it inside here. And then the most concerning part of my swing that I also address in the Skypro application is this part right here. I bring it up to top, and I actually go up and over and further out on my downswing. And you get an idea on how my swing is there. So you can rotate it as well to get an idea. And start that process again, and just to get an idea of what my swing is doing. So these are things that I'm working on now at this point. And if you don't have a reference as to how your swing should be with an iron or even with a driver, you can click at the bottom. There's two professional golfers down there. The iron swing is actually Bob Golby's swing, and you can get an idea on what his swing looks like just to show you the difference between his and mine. See how he brings his swing up wider all the way through on the outside. See how it follows that outer line there. And when he comes down, he brings his swing in instead of mine, which goes actually opposite of what you're seeing here, down through address. So that's really good tool. So you can work on it and kind of use his as a target swing to kind of figure out how you should be doing it. With a driver, it actually has Natalie Gobus's golf swing. So you can get an idea on what she does with a driver if you're actually using a driver as well. And get an idea on how her swing is, and following that through the application as well. So, and you can rotate, do whatever you need to do to get an idea on how the swing should be, and then work on it to progress your game from there. So also you can go down here to the left, and there's basically different things that you can check through. One of the things that's really cool, if you just want to leave it on without really checking your swing each time, you can go to focus here. And right now it's set all three at club head speed, but you can actually drag each one. Swing tempo, shaft angle at address, shaft lean at address. So let's just say we wanted to know what our club head speed was, of course. And let's go ahead and say we want to know what our face angle is at half down and what our swing tempo is. So we can leave this up on the actual Android device or on your actual iOS device and on the iPad, for example, and have that working as you're using the Skytrak, and you can see these features and have them work side by side to give you more data on your swing and what you need to work on with each individual swing as well. So we also have a pro data table, which I briefly went into this as well on the Skypro review, but it will actually take you to a screen where you'll have data in regards to every single category that shows up for every swing that you've taken so far. So you can click at the bottom and it'll show you, which swing it is. Basically, you follow that line up to get all the data for that specific swing. So it's a lot of in-depth info. For those of you that are more beginners, you probably wouldn't need this category too much because sometimes numbers just overwhelm you more than anything. I think that the swing features, the one that diagnoses your swing, the ones that show you what you're looking at as far as your swing and what you need to work on, explore or diagnose, these are two features that I think I really like the most, especially for beginning golfers, or even someone like me that I've been golfing for about 5 years now, but still all those numbers are kind of foreign to me, unless I'm doing a groove feature or working on my swing type that way. They really don't mean a lot to me and just seeing them on paper. So if you're more experienced and you know what those numbers mean and how to basically adjust those to get your swing the way you want it to be, then perfectly, by all means, use that feature. But for someone like myself, I'm just really more worried about what my swing is doing, what my takeaway is, what my swing plane is, everything that we'll get as far as the features through that Skypro to give you more information, which I think is really important as well. So all in all, I think this is a really cool application that will work well with the Skytrak and incorporating it with your everyday game and what you're doing, working on a simulator, working on your swings, how it's going to adjust what you're actually doing while you're seeing the ball flight on the Skytrak. I think they work hand in hand quite well, and really, like I said before, really giving you a lot of data, a lot of information on your swing as well now with having those two applications up, running at the same time, and being able to go back and forth through the two different devices to see what you're doing with your swing versus what your actual ball flight and everything's doing on the Skytrak. So for practicing, I think this is a really great tool. I think they work very well together, and really putting a lot of competition on something like a GC2 that you would spend 4 times as much for easily for the same type of features. So, and with this particular device, you're not having to put any kind of tape or club tape or anything like that. I also had a question on the Skypro and whether or not there is any kind of yearly fee for the Skypro. As far as I am aware, there is no yearly fee. It's just a one-time fee of $150. So really, it's a great value that I don't think you could beat, in my opinion. So what do you guys think of the actual Skypro and integrating with the Skytrak? Please let us know in the comment section below. We really hope you enjoyed the video. If there's anything we missed out on or any questions you have, please shoot us a message, let us know. We'll gladly address it for you guys. If you guys liked our video, please give us a big thumbs up. It really helps us out and we really appreciate it. And if you have not yet done so, please consider subscribing to our channel for more information and more videos like the one you saw here today. As always, guys, thanks again for hanging out with us, and keep on golfing.